to address and have a lot of significant updates for us. Chelsea?
Yeah, we're here at the Red Oak Volunteer Fire Department. It's sort of in the mix of all of this damage. We've been reporting to you all afternoon, and I'm here with Sheriff Keith Stone. Sheriff Stone, I want to bring you in to have you tell the community, I mean, this is your hometown community, about some of the damage, significant damage in Nash County.
We do. We have a lot of damage here in the county at this time. I'm urging the people to stay off of the roadways because the roadways are unsafe. You have power lines down. We have an area where we have a gas leak, and we're just getting the interstate open back up. We got to understand when this interstate stops, it's very dangerous and traffic backs up for miles. It's one of the most traveled roads in America, and we have got it back open with the help of the DOT, Department of Transportation, and we're having resources of Duke Power and other power companies coming in to help us get things restored. But I cannot urge the public enough, stay out of the area, stay off of the roads, and remember, most catastrophic things that happen to victims during a storm is after the storm and not during the storm.
You and I have been texting all afternoon. We're getting reports from viewers. We're getting images from Sky 5 that are devastating. Walk me through, I mean, you have been out and about on the ground yourself, some of the most impacted areas of your county.
You know, it's a swath running from US 64 across the county to the north end of the county. There's damage from residential houses to Pfizer, which is one of our largest employers and largest medicine factories in America. And we have farming communities that are messed up. But more importantly, what we're more worried about is the lives. And as I want to put back out there again, most things that happen as injuries and deaths is after the storm. Stay out of the areas until we can get power restored and get this area safe.
We're texting earlier today, too, about injuries. Tell me a little bit about the people in your community. Any significant injuries from folks that really took cover from this tornado?
We do have some injuries in the area, but thanks to the area that was notified that a tornado was on the ground, that helps greatly. We have had reports of people carrying themselves to the hospital. We've had a few EMS calls, and like I said earlier, we are still in the early stages of going around and making sure people are secure. So we really don't know exactly what the amount of injuries or if there's any deaths in it at this time because we're at the early stages of this event.
Earlier, we were at Pfizer on Wesleyan Boulevard, and you mentioned to me just in passing, they've had significant damage, and it's also impacted the medicine there. You said there's a lot of pallets that have damaged. Walk me through what you told me earlier.
I've got reports of 50,000 pallets of medicine that have strewn across the facility and damaged through the rain and the wind of things, but I have not confirmed that. That is what I'm getting from the people that are in the area there, but obviously there is debris there and there are pallets of medicine. So, you know, it's a bad situation, but Nash County's got high resolve, and we're going to get back to what we do.
Let's talk about power outages, because it seems like everywhere you turn, including over by Pfizer or many of these back roads, you've got a lot of downed trees and power lines. What are we looking at right now in terms of power outages in your county?
We have areas that do not have energy, and the most dangerous thing is when power lines are down, obviously our cut team with the Nash County Sheriff's Office, that we have a chainsaw team, and also the fire departments and DOT, we can't work on these trees that are down in the roadways when there's possible power in these lines. So if there's a power line entangled in it, we leave it alone until the power company can get there. Or I urge the public again, stay away from these power lines. You don't know if a generator's on somewhere or if there's power in that line. It's just a dangerous situation. Patience is the key to survival.
You passed a gentleman that works for NCDOT earlier in the hallway. He had some updates too. Any significant road closures? I mean, I know 95 was backed up for quite some time. Any road closures right now going on in the area that people need to be aware of as we're approaching that rush hour?
What I would ask is to people stay off of NC 43 and also the connector roads, Town Hall Road and those areas, the Dortches and the Old Carriage Road. Stay out of the northern area here. If you don't have to go home, don't travel the roads and be sightseeing. It interferes with the fire departments if we get a fire call, or EMS if EMS gets called. Emergency services is working just as hard as every other agency out here, and when they have to take away from their mission to save some sightseer, it takes away from the mission.
You've got a big command post inside with agencies from all over the county and beyond. What are the next steps that you guys are working towards right now, as obviously the sun is out and the storm has passed?
You know, now is the time that, as I said earlier, it's the most dangerous time we have. We still got power lines down. We don't know if there's power there. People will be out cleaning up. There's tree limbs hanging in trees and things, so it's still a dangerous situation. We're trying to get as much of this cleaned up before nightfall.
Perfect. That's Sheriff Keith Stone here in Nash County. Significant updates here, of course, as he mentioned. Still a lot of damage here in Nash County. Down trees and power lines, significant roadways that are closed. Of course, we'll continue to bring you the latest information live on WRAL and WRAL.com.
Okay, Chelsea Donovan, the news conference turning into a one-on-one interview.
Yes.
But we got a lot of great information. Again, to highlight some of that, stay inside. Don't go looking around at some of this damage. Of course, we are surveying anything that you need to know. Hopefully, we can bring that to you here because, as you can see, we have our reporters across the entire area.
Yeah, the good news, too, we're hearing about 2 injuries, and right now everything seems pretty limited. We are also hearing from Pfizer, and for that, let's go to Mark Boyle in the Live Center. Mark, I just saw the statement came out.
The statement coming out, let's show it right now on the screen. This coming into the Live Center while Chelsea was on the air there speaking with Sheriff Keith Stone. We can bring that statement up. Let's take it full to make it as large as we can just for a moment. We can confirm that the Pfizer Rocky Mount facility was damaged by the tornado. At this point, there are no reports of serious injuries. We are assessing the situation to determine the impact on production. Our thoughts are with our colleagues, patients, and community as we rebuild from this weather incident. That is the statement from Pfizer here within the past 5 minutes or so, talking about what we're seeing right now from Sky 5. The helicopter gives us such a great vantage point because on the ground we can only get so close. The helicopter able to get all right on top of this damage to show us exactly the extent of it, how bad it is. Another update coming in. Chris Lovingood just getting this confirmed from Duke Energy. We heard from them just a few minutes ago talking about the 745 restoration. That has been completely scrapped at this point. So about 1,000 customers without power right now, highlighted here in blue. That updated outage restoration is now 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That is a major update. Duke says that 21 of its poles in that area snapped or broken, and many of those still live or active. So they have to get in there, turn the power off, bring in new poles, and then get the power back on and restored to the community. So about 1,000 or so people, customers, homes without power. 10 o'clock tomorrow morning is the